Hi everyone. Importance of motivation in the workplace. The motivation is really important work because it not only the workplace, every like everyone in the organization, and also the workplace as well as the our
Hi,
day-to-day
sir.
motivation high. Workplace motivation is really important thing. The importantly, like now, as always motivated person, the opposite of motivation is called demotivated. So motivated, demotivated. Motivation is something positive thing. So with the positive reaction, with the positive mindset, you can do anything. That's why motivation in workplace is really important. So in this lesson, you're going to understand the nature of motivation at work and also understand the importance of motivation at work, uh, like attracting employees, retaining employees, productivity, and we are going to find out the motivational theories, mainly very important theories. Friedrich Herzberg two-factor theory, Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs theory, Frederick Taylor's scientific management theory, like that. So you are going to learn like a motivational theories also. So you can see productivity is really important. We are talking about human resource management. When you're watching this video, if you're a human resource manager or if you're planning to do human resource management in future, one of your main element, one of your main function in your under your responsibilities, motivating employees, motivating your colleagues, motivating your crew members, motivating your subordinates. So it's really important to keep them motivated because there are so many benefits. Right. First of all, before you understand the motivation benefit, let's go to this case study. It's a really good brainstorming session. We'll talk about this case study first of all before we go to the main parts. Right. You can see worker productivity can vary, which means in some workers produce more than others. There are several reasons for this. Some people are capable, some people are experienced, and others receive more training. However, another reason is that they are better motivated. In other words, they have more drive and are more willing to work harder, right? So, what is that drive? What is that positive mindset? What is the motivation? So, in the glossary, you can see motivation you can generally define as the desire to achieve a goal. Desire to achieve a goal. So, a motivation can be a desire to achieve some goal. It can be a positive goal. It can be a negative goal. It can be a any personal matter. But here we're talking about mainly the organizational behavior, the inside the business organization. What is the main goal? To increase the productivity, to increase efficiency, to increase the output, to increase the reputation, to increase the customer service. That can be a goal. So, what is the desire to achieve that thing? Why they like to do that thing? Why employees want to achieve that goal? So, because that's an organizational goal, that's not their personal goal. So that's why organization as a managers, they to find out how employees are directed to achieve a company goal. So there are certain methods they are using, sometimes financial or sometimes non-financial. Right? Look at this case study. Anju Sharma and Jaya Dar. Anju Sharma and Jaya Dar are employed by a major bank and have been with the company for 6 years. Both women recruited from a local university on the same day in 2009. So Anju and Jaya, so both of them are recruited the same day. They trained together. It started the same salary. Anju is highly motivated worker and she is always on time, reliable, and enjoys solving problems. She's also happy to give her own time to help new recruits, and Anju always wanted to work in finance. She enjoys her jobs and has recently been promoted also. Anju now earns 20% more than Jaya. So both of them recruited same day, same salary, but Anju's attitude is positive. She's motivated. She always want to work in a bank. So because of that, she promoted and now she earned 20% more than the colleague Jaya. In contrast, look at the negative worker, Jaya, is poorly motivated. She has become unreliable, lacks drive, and it is often late for work. Right? She's always like not like the opposite side of the Anju. When Anju punctual and then on time, but Jaya always late for work. She has always developed a reputation for being uncooperative, right? Being unincorporated and difficult to work with. The working attitude is pathetic. Some organizations they highlighted that point. Sometimes it's very difficult to work with the Jaya because of this situation. You can see the her performance, everything about her attitude because of that thing. Jaya has never really been happy working in a bank, and her ambition was to go to medical school, but she failed the entrance exam. You can see that's the second option she took to go to bank. So first option was to become a doctor. She was happy with being a doctor, but she couldn't achieve that goal. As a result, she became a banker. Now she's not happy. So as a result, what happened? The Jaya has been looking for another job for 18 months now. Like 1.5 years, she's applying for other jobs also. So that's why her motivation is not that much good when you compare the Anju Sharma. Jaya's situation was totally different. So question number one asking suggest two possible reasons this Jaya is poorly motivated. You can see the Jaya's case study. If you find out that Jaya's background, she wants to be a medical doctor, but her vision, her desire changed suddenly because of she's failing her entrance exam. As a result, she took the second option to become a banker. So that's the main reason she poorly motivated. That negative attitude towards her job led her actually all that her performance, her negativity continues in her total life. Late for work, and she's finding another job. She's not cooperative with others, very difficult to work with, and not happy at the working in a bank. So these are the main reasons. So she's working for the sake of working, but not wholehearted. So second question, why is motivation is important to a business? Because it is important. You can see in an organization like this bank, so they have to provide a very good customer service. You can see how many people are they waiting in the queue, right? Therefore, you have to be work very well. You have to always think like a customer is asset for organization. They are coming and they have to be pleasant, always be talk nicely. You have to give a proper service. Sometimes it can be a like the sometimes there are a lot of customers are there. Sometimes you might be very tired, but you can't give a bad attitude. You can't show your attitude to your customers always. Therefore, organization, the business organization, is very important to have motivated employees to work with. Then only they will work hard. Then only you can expect the positivity from the workers. That positivity will go to the customers as well. That lead to customer satisfaction. As a result of that, organization will be able to achieve their organizational objectives as well. Right. So that's the main. You can see the two discussion of the Anju and the Jaya situation. We can identify the importance of having a motivated workers. Okay, come back to the motivation thing. Motivation is something a desire to achieve a goal. Some people are self-motivated. Self-motivated means they don't need to actually get the direction from someone. They will be self-directed their life. That's called self-motivated. They no need to any like a extra thing. They are like a rechargeable. Like they are something like it's like a rechargeable battery. No need to have actually need to no need to like connect to another power source to motivate to charge. It's actually self-recharge like a solar system. Right? Like that organizations there are certain people are there in an organization who are self-motivated. This means that they have drive to achieve goals on their own and they do not need any encouragement. However, others need to be motivated and they need to push, pressure, or rewards. Some people are there, they need push and pressure and reward to do something, but some people are there, they don't need any push, they will self motivate. Right? So you can see, you can analyze yourself if you're a student, you can find out yourself, you can do self analysis. Are you a self motivated? Do you need any push? In my case, I remember in the small days, right? Sometimes in the small days, even I'm also right, not right. Like primary school, I guess, is very reluctant to go to school, right? Always, right? Some pressure, push needed by my parents. But later on, I realized that education is important, and then, like when it comes to IGCSE exams and university exams and A levels and everything, so they don't need to actually give any push for me because I wake up early in the morning and then I know my works, I know what I have to do, and to pursue my targets always I will a self-motivated person. But in the beginning of my life, I need some kind of push, right? Because of that only, right? If without that push, sometimes I'm not here. Like that, you can take this moment to think about your life also. sometimes you are in a very serious situation. This is your IGCSE, something's coming up really fast. So you need some kind of a motivation. Sometimes you still need that motivation from externally. So, but if you have that motivation comes from internally, I should study this thing, I should wake up early morning, I should work hard until late night. If you can feel that thing, sometimes internally you can feel that motivation. That's called the self-motivate. That's a very good point. At this point, if you are feeling like that without the external pressure from your mother or father or your guardian, if you can do, you can manage your own work, if you can start everything, initiate everything without someone else's direction, that is your self-motivated. But different people have different learning cycles. Sometimes they will at different ages they need external push. Sometimes it can be now a lot of most of you might be watching this video must be different ages, right? If you become an adult, sometimes you don't need that motivation. You must be self-motivated because uh, there's a time one day, right? You have to take individual decisions, independent decisions, because always you can't ask that everything from your mom and dad. What should I do? You have to take the individual decisions. In that situation, you have to drive your goals alone independently. Therefore, you need to have that self motivation. Especially if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to become a businessman, business person in future. So you need to have this encouragement. The self motivation is mandatory. That's a skill of an entrepreneur, to have a self motivated character, like risk taking skill. So, such as rewards and good attendance. Sometimes, in order to motivate this them, sometimes we are giving sometimes rewards for the good attendance and praise for meeting deadlines like that. So sometimes there are motivation. We have to give some kind of like a positive mark systems. Everything is there initiated in organizations. Positive mark system, rewards, certificates, right? Different like recommendation letters. So different stages we are giving those things, and also in order to reduce the uh, negative thing. So we are giving negative marks also. Like as a negative, a positive reinforcement, we're always having some kind of like a gifts, rewards, positive mark systems. And also, in order to reduce the negativities, we have negative mark system also. And then at the end, there's like a punishment systems. You can see several organizations, they have some systems like this. Sometimes detention system, sometimes like you can see several methods are there. So it's these are the main important thing. Why is employer motivation important to business? Today, this lesson, we're going to mainly discuss about the why employee motivation is so important in a business organization. If you check this situation, the employee motivation is important. Of that, there are certain reasons. You can see that previous case study, the Jaya and the uh, Anju's case study. So we talk about so many points and regarding the importance of motivation to the business organization. First of all, it's easier to attract employees if you have, if you're giving good motivation level, if you keep it maintaining good motivation levels in the organization, that good motivated people always they are spreading this word for everyone. This organization is really good place to work. They're giving so many things for us. They're thinking about us. They're giving so many opportunities to motivate us. Therefore, it is very easier to attract employees for the suitable positions. People they know, they easy to attract, easily recruit. Because if you put some vacancy advertisement, you can see how it's difficult to actually find people for some jobs. But if your organization is famous to motivation, then it is not a difficult matter to recruit people because there are outside so much of unemployment is there outside. Hmm? But so many people are there, they're joining the organization, but they're leaving after a certain time. The second point, that's why I say easier to retain employees. Not only attraction, retention ratios are really important. Some organizations are there, their workers, they never want to leave the organization. Sometimes if they join the organization, they want to work until they retire. Until sometimes even after retirement, they're asking extension to work. That much of they love for that organization. They love that culture. They know it's a place they actually build their life. So first of all, is attracted. Attraction is very important. So easier to attract employees. As a result, you can find recruit highly capable and reliable workers. So you might gain a competitive edge on your drivers also. If employees are motivated, the working environment and atmosphere is likely to be pleasant. So workers are likely to be cheerful, polite, supportive, and positive. So this is important when interviewees are being shown around the work environment. So good candidates will be more likely to accept the job, and if they are impressed with what they see, feel about the workplace, a business might also develop a good reputation for employing a happy and well motivated workforce. This encourage people to apply for jobs in the first place. Like I see, everyone like to work in Google. Everyone wants to work in HSBC. Most of the people want to work in Apple. Why? Because it's very famous, world famous companies to work in that kind of a culture. The culture like Apple, the culture like Microsoft, Google, right? YouTube, Facebook. Because these multinational companies, they know the workers, the culture is not always workaholic culture. They are giving some kind of work-life balance and supports their personal life, everything. So this flexibility is really important. So a lot of entrepreneurs are looking at this factor. You should always keep the motivation level of the workers very well. Second point, we talk about that deeply easier to retaining employees also really important because most of the organizations, the main issue right now is actually people who are leaving. We call this a term called labor turnover. Labor turnover. Some business industries such as garment factories, especially manufacturing industries, it's very difficult to keep employees for a long time. Always people are coming and going. They're always seeking for another job opportunity. Therefore, in order to keep them, in order to maintain their job, you have to maintain their motivation level at a very higher level. It is very important for a business to keep all its workers if they are well motivated. Then what happens? They are less likely to leave their jobs, and this means that staff turnover rate at which people leave their jobs will be lower. This is good because if the staff turnover is very high, then what happens? Then human resource manager has to again do that recruitment process, Again, they have to advertise, again, they have to do the interviews, selection test, the training, induction training, on the job training, off job training. Again, those things, again, the recruitment process you have to rearrange. It will be costly for the organization. That's how we have to analyze the question like that. How retaining employees is really important. Analyze the importance of retaining workers because of these things. Because if they have a high retention ratio, high turnover ratio, right? So then staff when they're leaving, what happens? Then recruitment, selection, training costs will be higher. And as a result, the high labor turnover can also be troublesome for managers also trying to organize business activities and other workers. So once the good quality workers have been recruited and trained, it is important for businesses to keep them highly motivated. Right? If they can do this, the business is more likely to be profitable. That's the main thing. You can easily retain the employees in the organization means it's a good achievement of a human resource manager because you don't need to frequently call interviews. But some business sectors are there. You have to frequently can or have to call interviews. That particularly depend on the business organization. But most of the organization, the workers want to actually work like a long time. Retention ratio should be very high. It's like if you take the public sector, the government jobs, the retention rate is very high. A lot of people they when they come for work, they're not actually leaving until their retirement because they know the retirement benefit of the government service. They can have the pension facilities they can have until they die. So because of that, people say they know they want to hang with the government job until they retire. Can be I think now 60. They extended the life also. The retirement age also they extended in many countries. So that's the most important thing because if they have a high retention ratio, then people will be more experienced also and they will work hard and their productivity also improve. That will be good for the organization. And you can see the third one, high labor productivity. So on the one hand, motivated people, they work hard. As I say, the previous case today, Anju, she got a promotion also with the working attitude. She always punctual. She never comes late for the meetings and job. So always she's have a very productive and good idea because she always want to work in that kind of organization. It's a dream job. So high level productivity is really important factor. Motivated workers always you can see the positive worker always comes with the positive ideas and positive outcome will always happen. So well motivated employees will always what happen work harder and then They are likely to take more pride in their work. They wanted to always show them, okay, that I'm working in this business. But they are always they're very proud to say that, and also complete tasks quickly and feel that their jobs are important. As a result, they will produce higher levels of output, and business also need workers to cooperate with. For example, a more and more business organize their staff into teams. Therefore, you can see the workers do not cooperate with each other. Teamwork will be disrupted. Because the previous case study at the bank, in that case, the Jaya not that much cooperated with other people, so it's very difficult. Without teamwork, you can't actually achieve any goal. So everything is like that. Every organization, individual works actually doesn't matter. It's actually at the end teamwork, department work. So at worst, conflict might result if a team member is uncooperative. So as a result, however, well-motivated employees are likely to be cooperative. So a good team spirit is likely to develop, which will help to raise productivity. So good team spirit is always really, really important to increase the productivity. So poorly motivated staff are more likely to take time off. Poorly motivated staff are always make time off, and they may also become depressed as a result. So always, if you are demotivated or poorly motivated, they need always taking some time off, sometimes some absence, sick leaves, medical leave, sometimes late for work. They may also become depressed, use minor illness as an excuse for missing work, or simply take time off. This is bad for the business because production will be lost and cost will rise and profit will fall as a result of that. That's what happened in the organization. High labor productivity. You can see the good side and the bad side. Explaining so main 3 points you can see: easy to attract, easy to retain, and labor productivity will be very high. Those are the main three reasons, the three importance of a motivation. Okay, let's go to this case study, activity number 1. Case study called Andris, right? Andris Z and Jazins. Andris Jazins, a Latvian company which manufactures electric motors. 2 years ago, the company faced a staffing crisis because too many staff were leaving. It was becoming increasingly difficult to attract and retain staff in the business. The production manager has told the board repeatedly that worker morale was low and motivation is poor. So who told that? The production manager has informed the board of directors. He thought the main reason for this was because the machinery was out of date. He thought the main reason is the machine was out of date. There is old machine and frequently broke down. So as a result, earnings were being reduced owing to so much downtime. Machine downtime is machine repair times, idle times are there. As a result, workers were being paid piece rates. So piece rate means that based on the amount of numbers of output they produce. So as a result, what happened? Their payment will go down. So as a result, eventually in 2030, the board agreed to complete re-equip the factory with the new machine. That happened after a few years. So you can see this chart, bar charts from year to year, staff turnover chart, productivity staff chart, and the staff absenteeism chart. So you can see the staff turnover. Staff turnover level, you can see from 2010 to 2015, it's gone down. Staff, it's actually good in the sense because after 2000 until 2013, it's rising level. You can see the 2013 is the year they introduced new machines. They re-equip their machines. So until that time, you can see it like a trending like a 28, 27, 28, and 33 at once. But after this situation, management decided to replace the old machine with the new machine, and then they can increase the output, and also same way workers' wages they can increase. Then resulted by that next year, it's gone down to 22%, and after another 1 year, it went down to 15%. It's actually after that situation, you can see there's a very positive momentum, and productive level also you can see until 2013 is like a going down situation, especially 2013 lowest productive we can see expect. After 2013 again 2400, 1400, 1500 like that, it's increasing. Units per work also increasing. And also staff absenteeism Absenteeism means the worker who actually delay or absent from work. So that was a rising trend. Because most of the time, especially 2013 was very bad. And after introducing new machines, that gone down from 7% to 5% in 2014. After 1 year, gone down again 4.9%. So absenteeism level going down is good. Productivity improving is good. Staff turnover decreasing is good. So from this evidence, we can find out what is meant by the well-motivated employee. So motivated employees mean always the workers who are actually willingly participate to achieve the company goals and objectives with the minimum supervision. The minimum supervision with the minimum direction. So most of the time they are self-motivated. According to evidence in figure 21.1 suggests that workers are poorly motivated. So you can see according to these figures, uh, staff motivation was very low during until 2013. All these figures supported that because the staff turnover increase, productivity decrease, absenteeism increase. But after 2013, when they replaced the machines, everything actually positively turned around. That you have to give the evidence with the numbers, you have to give that points in your answer. The application is really important. In application points like this kind of question, you can use the numericals, the percentage values in order to showcase your answer. So it always give you a good part, like a name of the business also important. The numbers are important, and the momentum, this wording is important. So as a result, I think you can get a good point for this question when you're writing these numbers in your analysis. Describe or explain possible effect on the working environment if workers are not motivated. Then you have to talk about the negative side, the negativity of that thing if workers are not motivated. That is a situation like this until 2013. Then staff turnover increase, productivity level decrease, and absenteeism level increase, like the positive, negative side of the labor productivity. This is how you have to write this question in your answers. Right. So you can see now we talk about the importance of motivation. The main three importance of motivation is mainly you can find out the attract the new workers, qualified, capable people with the organization. It's easy to attract. Second is easy to retain them in the organization, the working place, and also third one is easy to increase the productivity of the workforce. Right? Okay. So how can business influence the motivation? Look at this. Business can influence the motivation different way. Business can change the motivation of the workers because they have the opportunity to provide for a number of human needs. These needs may be physiological, social, concern safety and security, and also business can meet these needs by providing adequate pay. So every organization in return for their job, they have to pay a salary for the worker, pay. So from this pay, what they will do? They will achieve their physiological need. What are the physiological need? Body need, you can see. Like food, shelter, and clothes. Physiological need. So keep in mind, this is not a psychological, right? Physiological. PHYSIO. Right? Because it becomes PSY is psychological. There's a mental needs. This is not mental need, this is physiological need. Right? PHYSIO, physiological. It's like a body need something. You have the food, shelter, clothes, everything. Social need you need. Social need you can see the like education, like friends and family members, and then like partners, right? Friends, colleagues. So society, social need because humans are social. A lot of like I see that they are according to the classification, humans are social animals. So we need social. We have to be more social needs are there. Love and belonging, friendships, so people like friends at work and safety and security need. You need to have a good like a level of education, job security, everything. So this thing can be actually provided by from the organization, from the workplace. If you have a job, you can easily actually manage these things. If you have a job, then you can buy your food, then you can buy your social needs, everything you can satisfy. So security needs you can satisfy, everything you can do if you have a proper job. There are a number of theories have been developed that suggest how businesses can motivate workers by satisfying human needs. So we have so many theories are there. So that one we can actually discuss in a separate session. So we're starting from that theory is like a Herzberg theory. So, but mainly this gives some kind of like a how business can influence the motivation, right? So influencing motivation is really important. Like business often organize their workers in teams. Teamwork is really important, like a teamwork, like departments, like a divided into teams and giving like a team leader to operate like that. This is because teams of workers are more productive. It also helps to satisfy the social needs of the workers also because people are given the chance to like form closer ties with the people who have a common aim, right? Belonging to a team gives the people a sense of identity and they may feel more secure as a result. So mainly, so our today's lesson, before we wrap up, we go through the lesson again, what we learned today. So what are things that you can take in your mind, talk about the motivation before you go to the next session. Our next session will be on the motivation theories. We talk about today the most important thing, the nature of motivation at work. We talk about this case study, the Anju Sharma and the Jayada, those two like employees, Indian workers who are working in a bank. One lady, she's actually very motivated, Anju, and then Jaya, she's demotivated and her performance. We talk about the reason for her bad performance also. So when I talk about the meaning of the motivation is the desire to achieve some goal, something you have a separate, like a meaning, like a very what is mean by self-motivated thing, what is the desire to achieve that thing, why you have to achieve that thing, right? So always must have kind of like a reason to achieve that, reason to do something, right? For example, let's say to why you want to get the A star for the business, why you want to achieve the A star for the chemistry, why you want to A star for the mathematics. So you can say, I want this A star for the mathematics in order to be an engineer. I want to A star for the this subject because I want to get the edXL High Achiever Awards because you have to get at least like a 6, 7 A stars. You have to to get the medal from that edXL. Like that, so there are certain requirements are there for certain people. Sometimes you can see I want to get good grades for my O levels in order to get the enter into the good university. Sometimes I want to do my advanced level examination. I want to get all subject good A stars in order to get the scholarship from the university, like that. So there are some certain desires are there. Your personal desires are there. So organizations have to think about these personal desires, and they must be able to provide those organization desires. Sometimes because organization working for the achieving some organizational goal, so that must be important that workers that organization goal and the workers personal goal should be a common one, must be shared that because workers are working for a money for a salary and sometimes job satisfaction also there. So you should understand these things, use some socializing opportunities for them to enjoy their life, to enjoy their career while they're having a good income also. So we talk about, and at the end of the day, so there are 3 reasons why employees need to be motivated in organization. First one, it is easier to attract them. Attraction is really easy, then easy to hire those people without any problem. And secondly, it is easy to retain the employees for a long time, long service. Some organizations, some people are working like 30, 35 years, right? Their main entire life of they are working in the one organization for one work, one employer. So easy to retain the employee. That is important. Loyal workforce you can have is a resource. It's a asset for an organization to having a loyal staff. And third one, high labor productivity. Because of the high employee motivation, always have a high productivity. The teamwork and the motivation always brings you positivities. Like you can always win something, you can always do something. Anything is possible if there's a teamwork and good motivation. If badly motivated, poorly motivated, you can't achieve anything. And finally, talk about this case study regarding the Andreas Jazins. So this case study in the Latvian company, you can see the crisis happens because of the main this manufacturing organization have difficulties with the production. After 2013, their production facilities were changed. Later on, they find out everything turned into the good side of the organization. Their staff turnover, people who are leaving the organization gone down, and productivity level increased, and also absenteeism level gone down. So that's our lesson today. Talk about the first lesson today of this week, importance of the staff motivation. So in my next session, right, continue this video series. Next session, I'm going to talk about the most important motivation theory, Herzberg two-factor theory. Factors that motivate workers, what are the factors which demotivate, what are the factors which make indifference for workers, hygiene factors. So, and also we're talking about another important thing. We're going to talk Maslow hierarchy of needs theory, Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. Maslow talked that our needs are like a hierarchy. And also we're going to talk about the last one, the FW Taylor's Taylorism, we call scientific management approach, also going to learn. And finally, as a final theory in my next session. So we'll see you in my next session. From that, I'm winding up my today's session. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye.